Hello, everyone. Andre and Rajat here. Today, we want to show how App Insights can help engineering teams to troubleshoot faster. We will take you through a simple troubleshooting scenario to show how the platform can identify potential issues when you debug your applications and then see how we can connect the dots. Now, we have an EKS cluster to run through a live demo, which has the Randomly App Insights agent already installed. And now, Andre, can you please show how the agent has already discovered all the current workloads running on the cluster?
Yes. So let's filter by that cluster. And we'll see the list of all the namespaces already here, able to filter, and also the applications.
All right, cool. So I think we're going to use the chat application here. Now we're going to go through a simple troubleshooting scenario to show how all this works in real time.
Yes. So first I'm going to show the current timeline for it. We had a couple of issues here before with the cluster, and they are shown in here. And recent changes to this application were done a few hours ago, and it was just a secret config map change. So now what I'm going to do is come back to it, and I'm going to update the image name, right? So something normal. We already have this UAT image, so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so we're going to do a new deployment here, right? Like a code change.
Yes.
Right, awesome. Now, normally when applications have issues, it's important to understand the events leading up to it, right? Instabilities can come from a variety of sources. The most common scenarios are code changes, configuration changes, and other related events that happens within the cluster. It looks like we just got a new deployment, right? Which we know has some sort of issue. So now we're going to see if an availability issue here.
Yeah, so right now the image is fine. So that tag actually is fine. You can see both pods are running. But what I'm going to
Okay.
do is change the port to something that I
Oh,
know it will break. Yeah.
so I was wrong. It's not a code change. We're going to simulate an actual configuration change. Many
Yeah.
people change
It could have been, yeah.
configuration. Yeah.
Yeah. So we changed already the code. So let's see. All right.
All right.
Oh, there's already an error happening.
Okay.
Let's see what we
Oh,
can see here. Okay, so we already have an insight. If we go back, you can see
oh,
there was environment variable updated, and yeah, you see here the availability insight, and if I click on it, you'll be able to see
okay.
that, yeah, we have a few app replicas that are not available, and a few more additional information for it. So
All right. Now let's go to the additional information section and let's break down what we have here. That will further help identify what's going on. All right. So I mentioned that it's useful to understand the events leading up to it. So the timeline helps you visualize that, but also the availability insights provides you with some information. So one is that very recently we changed the image. And then we also made a configuration change here, right? And the change, as you can see, we highlight the change. We change the port, which actually in this case what caused the issue. And it also says that now it's crash loop backing off, right? We also bring in like the last bits of the log, the tail, so that you can see what's going on instead of always having to go to your distributed logging system. This is not meant to replace that, but this is just a quick way to see what's going on. Andre, can we go back to the timeline to see if there's, just to kind of summarize and recap?
yes.
Good. So between the timeline, which clearly identifies the issues leading up to it, and the availability insight, it really helps engineering teams to troubleshoot faster because it provides sort of like the events leading up to it. I want to talk through a couple of things. So first is that the timeline shows a high-level overview over 48 hours. But from the next release onwards, we also allow you to zoom into 1 hour so you can see all the errors that happens with 1 minute resolution. So giving you further information, right? Taking a step back, the 48-hour timeline can allow you, and we allow you to go back 7 days, right? Which allows you to kind of really see what are the events that has happened in the last 7 days. We will also show pod errors that happens within an hour, because it might be useful to see what are the other workloads that are experiencing issues. And we also see the cluster events here, right? So the cluster has scaled down. Has that caused an impact? Because sometimes there can be cascading errors, right? Ripple effect, because it's suddenly, a node scaled down, or node is experiencing memory issues, and that can have an impact on the workloads. And when some workload starts to experience issues, it can affect the other downstream services or the upstream services. So that's why we are trying to show all of that information within the timeline. In the availability insight, we show a couple of things. We already talked about the details. Can we go to the availability insights, Andre, the one with that has the related insights?
Yes.
Yes. So this is another insight, and it shows. We already talked about the error details and the cause of the crash. We show the tail of the logs for the container that crashed, but and in the previous insight, we talked about, it will show if we did any deployments in the last 7 days, like the image changes. It'll also show any configuration changes in the last 7 days. What's different in this one is that it also shows the related insights within the last 30 days, which can help you identify patterns and also understand if the current issue is something that we've seen in the past, in the last couple of days. This is really useful when you're debugging, right? So when you're debugging, it's nice to know what are the other issues that happen, in the last 30 days, right? Because some issues tend to repeat, etc. In the next couple of releases with machine learning, we aim to provide more detailed analysis by connecting the dots and being able to pinpoint issues and recognize patterns as well. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the demo, and sign up for a demo and we can show you more. Right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.